You were great.
You're right. And I was